Hello, welcome back to the channel, and if this is the first time you joined us, welcome to the channel. This is our second video. Today we're going to do the fork seals on a GSXR 750 K9. This is the first of the models with the A, B and C modes. I really rate this bike, love this bike. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to do the seals DIY without any real special kit. So let's get on with it. So we'll remove the front guard first, so we can get to the forks discs. We've got to drop the front wheel off. So front wheels off, we're going to remove the forks without taking the fairings off, just to, it is a little bit more of a nightmare to get them out, but I'd rather that than strip the fairing basically. So make sure you remember to take the preloads off your forks. Obviously they'll be set to yours or manufacturer's settings. I know what these are, so I can automatically take them off and put them back as they were. You're best to crack the top nut of the forks before you undo the yokes, and this shouldn't be that tight. You don't need to take it all the way out. Just break the seal basically, and then we can then start the process of taking them out. So on the bottom yoke there's two 12mm bolts that you can just about get to with a small 1/4 inch ratchet, and once they're done you should now be able to slide the fork out. Just like that. There's the fork, covered in oil. Right, we're over here now. So ideally, clamp the fork, not too much, you just need to grip it, you don't need to hold it. So now we can fully undo it. So then you'll see that there's two M6 size holes either side of the tube, which gently thread two M6 roofers in, or one and drop one. And using a ratchet strap, you should be able to go around the back of the tube so that the strap itself is round the screws, so it's not on top of them. And then gently ratchet down, trying to keep it straight, or as straight as possible. And you'll see that it will then drop out. So 14mm locking nut, 17mm on the top, undo the locking nut a couple of turns, and then you should be able to wind the top cap off. Like so. Removing the inner rod. And you can release the ratchet strap nice and gently. So leave your M6 bolts in there. Everything that comes out wants to go back in exactly the same way. So spring, put the spring down on there so we know that that's the top and that's the bottom. Container for the oil. So we'll remove the fork seals, dust cap first. So they only go in one way. The dust cap is fairly self-explanatory, so you can drop that out. Don't worry too much about that. And there's a clip, circlip inside. Take that out. Now the seal itself, like I say, and it goes in one way. And there should be two ridges right at the bottom to so basically when it comes out, marry it up, know which way it come out, marry it up with your new seals, and make sure it goes back in the right way. So bit of heat around the top, nothing too crazy. You don't want to melt anything or dislodge anything or throw anything out of shape. A bit of warmth, that should be enough, and then you should be able to drop it out. So that's the old seal. You should see the ridges on the bottom. So discard them. You've then inside got a metal plate or washer or whatever. O-ring, metal washer. So flat side is up, sort of smooth side down. So remember that. Now we'll give this a good clean. seal washer back in. Apply a bit more heat, obviously because it's cooled down. Want it to seat the best we can get it to seat. The best way I've found to seat them is make sure they're nice and straight. Socket over the top. Just gently tap them home. And you hear the sound change. There should be no movement on the washer underneath it. So our clip can go back in. So, I don't know about others, but I put a bit of grease around the seal. Just cap on. So now that is all built up and changed. So make sure the bottom's nice and clean, no dirt and grit and road dirt going into your new seals. Gently. So now we need to fill them back up. So in the service book, you'll get your rough oil volume. Thank you, mate. And your free air measurement. So ours is about 450 ml of oil. Sorry? Yeah. So now we shall pour that in. And you'll hear the air coming out. So once the oil's in, you then need to work the hydraulics to get all the air out. So you can see this now, as you push down, you're now getting oil at the top. So we want to be up and down probably 10 times. Make sure it's fully out, all the way down. Get all the air out. That looks good to me. So once you're satisfied all the air's out and you're getting a clean flow up and down, Now what we need to do is take the excess oil out. So once you're happy, all the air's out, just give it a couple for good luck. Generally need it. Then we use a gadget like this to measure the free air. So the free air space is the gap between the bottom of the oil and obviously the top. So for our bike, spec says it should be 115 mil. It varies on what they are. Now this is a proper gadget for it. So this has a measurement on the tube. So I've set that at 115 mil, and when that goes inside and I pull the syringe, it will draw the air out, draw the oil out until you can't draw any more out, and you know there's a gap of 115 mil. You can just use a tube, marker pen. We put that in. If my wonderful assistant would like to hold it for me. And you see the oil come out. So you keep pulling this until no more comes out. There you go. So we now know that air gap is 115 mil. And I will just double check. There we go. So to put it back together, we could use the ratchet strap method that I've shown you to take it off. However, although it works, and I have done a few fork seals with it, I must admit, the proper bit of kit to do the job is 25-30 quid from eBay, and it makes the job a hell of a lot easier. So I'll show you how to put it back together using the bit of kit. So you get a bar, the bar screws onto the
bit that wasn't in, where does that go?
Oh, it goes on the top in a sec.
So just say metal bar on.
Yeah, metal bar on. Let's start again.
No.
So metal bar screwed on. And then all you do is push that down, and then with a lovely assistant, pull that up. Done. In the slide, try not to lose too much of your oil. Try and get it to flow back in if you can. That's it. Nip it up. Just like that. Don't have to be tight. Remove. And that's it. As quick as that. Again, once this is back on the bike, you can then nip that back up, clean the fork down, there you go. So now, just the reverse process of how you took it off. So that's it, all done, all back together. It looks okay. It's not the easiest job in the world to do, but it's it's done. You know, we do these because we enjoy messing about with the bikes. I'm not a professional, but you know, I like to have a go, and I'd like to encourage other people to have a go. So if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.